my amazing artists, welcome back to Art with me, Mrs. Knowles. We're going to be creating a paper sculpture today, inspired by the artist Jen Stark. She's a really cool artist. I think if you don't know her, just Google her and her name will come up. But she has a whole series of paper sculptures. And so these sculptures are pretty large, and she does them by cutting paper and then gluing the paper together. So this is my paper sculpture, and as you can see, if I turn it, you can see it's 3D. I have some little pieces in between all those layers, so it actually sticks out of the paper. So you are going to create yourself a 3D paper sculpture today, and I am going to walk you through it. All right, let's start. All right, so for this project, you are going to need some basic supplies. The first thing is you're gonna need some cardboard, and you can see I've already cut this cardboard into smaller pieces. So you do want a cardboard that's a little bit thicker, like it has that inner part to it. If you can only find cardboard that is like from a cereal box, you can still use it. You'll just need to stack 3 or 4 pieces and glue them together so that you get enough height with that. Okay, so I've got my cardboard pieces. I've got a black piece of paper, 2 large pieces of colored paper, and my glue and scissors. Okay, so the colors that I chose orange and blue, and I chose them because they are complementary colors. Remember that complementary means that they are opposite on the color wheel. So here's my orange, then if I go all the way across, there's my blue. So you can decide what 2 colors you are going to use. Now the reason why we're using complementary colors is because it really stands out. The colors stand out against each other, and they make your eyes really view the artwork as popping off the page. All right. And the last thing is that you are going to choose a geometric shape. So as you can see, this one I chose diamond. You could do square, circle. Remember, geometric shape is just a shape that you know its name for. You can say, oh, look, that's a triangle, right? An organic shape is the shapes that don't really have a name, like a leaf. A leaf is you don't have a shape that is a leaf, right? Okay, let's get started. I'm gonna start with my blue paper. I'm just gonna set this off to the side for now. And we're gonna start by making the smallest shape first. So I'm gonna need my pencil for this. So decide on your shape. I think I'm gonna try a circle this time. So you're gonna make pretty small, just about 1 inch or 2, and then cut your shape out. And this is gonna be the very center of your sculpture. And what you're gonna do is alternate your colors. So I started with blue, which means I'm gonna go over to my orange paper. Wow, do you see how that pops? I'm not gonna start right in the middle. I might need this middle part later. So I'm gonna start right over here in the corner. And instead of just tracing my shape, I want my next shape to be a little bit larger. So I'm just gonna go around my circle, make it a little bit bigger, and then cut this one out. Do you notice how I cut out a square around my circle? Sometimes it's a little bit easier when you do it that way. And then you don't have to move your whole big paper around. Okay, and I do have some pencil lines on here. I'm just gonna make sure when I start to build my sculpture that the pencil lines are facing down so that no one will see them, right? Okay, I'm gonna take this shape, put it onto my blue, trace around it so that it's a little bit bigger shape. And I'm gonna keep doing that until my shape gets big enough. I want my shape to get big enough so that it will fill my black piece of paper. Like if you look at my diamond, it actually goes over, right? But that's okay. So you just want it to be about the same size as this piece of paper. All right, I'm gonna keep cutting my circles out. Okay, so did you guys notice as I was cutting how important it was that I actually did start right over in the corner? Because my circles got so big that if I had started tracing right in the center of my big paper, I wouldn't have had enough room to do these big circles, right? So that is really important to start way off in the corner of your paper when you start to trace so that your circles can grow and get bigger. All right, so let's try this out. This is my biggest circle. Yeah, it fits right very nicely onto my black paper. So I'm gonna take this circle and just glue it right onto the center of my black paper. Remember that you want to glue the pencil so that it's facing down so that you don't see it. Let's see, okay, I see a little bit of pencil. So this must be my pencil side. I'm just gonna go all the way around. Remember, in order to not get glue to come out the sides, you want to have about a finger in between the glue and the side of your thing that you're gluing. All right, that is about the middle. Of course, I should probably write my name, right? Mrs. Knowles, okay. You can see I just used a pencil because you can see pencil. All right, so now my next biggest one is this one. So that's gonna go right there, but if I just glued that on, that's gonna be flat, right? We want it to be popping out of the paper. So what I am gonna do, let's see, which side is my pencil on? I think it's on this side. I am going to glue some of these, and I'm just gonna do, that should be enough. I'm gonna do one in the middle to support it in the middle as well. All right, so let's just glue these on. And after you glue them on, wait for about 30 seconds to flip it over because you want your glue to stick really well to the cardboard and not just come flying off, right? So you could even press your hands down onto the cardboard and count to 30. I'm just gonna hope that mine will stick. Let's see. Yep, they're staying. Awesome. Okay, so now again, put some glue. Glue, 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 glue. And then you're gonna very carefully flip it and you want it to be in the center of the other circle. So let's see. All right. Now it's not gonna be perfect because I didn't trace my circles, right? I was just doing it freehand. Okay. There's one in the middle. I'm just pressing it to make sure it's really stuck well. Okay, so now I'm ready for my next one, which is gonna go right there, right? Let's see. Sometimes it's hard to see my pencil. Okay, so I'm gonna do it on this side. I'm gonna keep going and keep stacking them and you can see what I do. Make sure as you are gluing these that you don't have your cardboard sticking out. You want it to kind of be an optical illusion and like you can't tell how this paper is kind of floating up, right? So make sure that all of your cardboards are in to the paper so that you can't see them. If when your circle gets very small, like my first circle, you might have to trim a cardboard piece just to make sure it fits and you can't see it. All right, so I got it all glued together. Now at this point, you are gonna wanna be very careful because my glue's not dry yet, right? So I'm gonna carefully leave it somewhere where it can dry so that when it's finished, you can turn, isn't that cool? And see the optical illusion that you're sort of creating with this sculpture. Well, I hope that you guys enjoy making your paper sculpture. I had a great time, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.